how's it going? This is Ian from addshot. Thanks for showing up today. Today I woke up to something really nice. I woke up to the fog pouring in the canyon. This is sort of a coastal fog, and I am very far away from the coast. I'm up here in the foothills of California. The Caldor Fire is still burning. Hey there. Let's give you a little update on the Caldor Fire. Cue the fog. Hey, Ian from addshot here. Just going to give you an update today. Today is Saturday. 0% containment. Now they are fighting it from all sides. Pretty much the fire has burned itself out almost in the middle, while a ring continues to burn around the outside of the original starting point. What I woke up to this morning blew me away. As I looked out my window, it looked white, okay, just like it was smoke. Nothing but smoke all around, which we still have some smoke, but what was happening was in a total fog layer. The fog was enveloping the entire mountain. It was cold outside, it was breezy, it was beautiful, and it didn't take long for that fog to blow out. So we have some smoke still in the air, but the smell of the air has returned back to normal. I mean, there's moisture on the ground. This is helping those firefighters fight this fire, especially those guys on the ground. Those guys have a really hard job. So I've been checking with the radio app that I'm using, listening to Cal Fire through the radio, using flight tracking apps to check who's in the air in the area, who's fighting the fire. In fact, any airplane that flies over my head now, I can identify and I know exactly where it's going. The air is just so clean today. I'm very happy about this. Fog bank that was completely covering everything. Again, you couldn't see across, but when you stepped outside, you were cold. And this is summer in California. It does not get cold here very often in the summer. My lungs are happy. I'm out here enjoying the day, and we are set to have beautiful weather going forward. They're supposed to be at like 4 or 5 days of under 80-degree weather. This is going to help the firefighters out tremendously to get a handle on this fire. We don't want it to spread backwards because this is where most of the people are living. The fire is naturally blowing up the valley, up the canyon towards Tahoe. And there are people that have cabins up there, a lot of second homes, but there are a lot of cabins and people living up that way. They've already been evacuated because they know that the trajectory of this fire is heading up towards Tahoe. So currently they have Highway 50 closed from Sly Park Road to Myers, and that is a major stretch of highway closed to the public. They have all the national forest land closed to the public. This is an interesting thing. As far as I know, there was an act passed in 2020, and it has to do with fires mostly, but really it gives the authority to very few to close down our national forests when they deem that they want to do something like that. And I agree that we don't want anybody in the way of these firefighters when they're fighting a fire, but the power to close our lands with the stroke of a pen or the snap of a finger does not seem like that should be in everyone's hands, and we don't want that to be abused. We don't want some kind of, mysterious cold virus to go around and then all of a sudden all the national parks are closed for some reason. That would just be absurd. Those guys on the ground, you got to give it up to them. Give it up to all the firefighters who are really out there just doing this out of the love of their heart, out of the job, I don't know. So the fire is still burning its way this way towards us, but they are fighting it very well. Yesterday they did have an amazing showing of helicopters. As I was watching the flight tracking that I used, they had at least 10 helicopters out at one time and even more in support. It was really amazing to see this coordinated effort. I don't want to downplay a lot of what I see because, when the fire becomes an imminent threat to people up the canyon, down the canyon, we really just want to see progress, and we hate to see our state burn. These are some of our most precious resources. Our forests, our dams, our everything about the state is beautiful. We have some of the most beautiful resources that need to be protected. So I might have seemed like I was going on a bit of a rant yesterday. There's definitely something that takes over any Californian, no matter where you live. I mean, some people ignore this. Fire in the hills again. It becomes it's so commonplace now to have these fires in the summer that people just kind of ignore them if they live in the city or in the suburbs and they're not really living this. But they have to realize that this is their state too, and these are the most beautiful resources that we have, and we do not need these things to just burn to nothing. It's just a horrible way to go for these amazing forests. I think it's time that we all step up and, realize what needs to be done and do it now. No more dorking around, okay? We have a job to do, and it's to take care of our state. We can't depend on our government to do it for us because they've failed us for so long. So it is time for us to make our voices heard, to speak out when we see stuff like this happening. Every bit of national forest right now is closed in Northern California, and they've got it sealed off. And I understand that, if there are arsonists about, we don't want them in there. Okay, when they announce red flag warning and they're giving a wink wink and a code to their buddies in black to go light some fires, no, we can't have that. And you know what? These firefighters are doing an amazing job of identifying vehicles that don't belong there. So if they come across a neighborhood where, let's say, there's a black Chevy, they immediately get on the horn and they dial in. They call up the numbers. You can hear them saying it over the broadcast. They're trying to find out whose vehicle this is, where they live, where it's registered to. So there are looters out here. They're robbing evacuees' homes. We have people starting fires to make these wildfires even larger. And I do think that these are part of the dark army that is here to push an agenda and to make us all believe that some hocus pocus is what is causing all this. But really, it's mismanagement, it's arsonists, it's PG&E. This old infrastructure that PG&E has to be worked on. It has to be upgraded into the 21st century because this isn't the 1950s anymore. And they make money hand over fist. I can't even imagine how much money a public utility makes. And I know that they're throwing money into clearing forests and clearing areas so their lines don't fall and mess anything up. Yesterday in my video, I just said, say a prayer for the firefighters out there. Say a prayer for the people that are affected by this fire. Maybe because I rushed to put that video out yesterday, that it was meant to be. And something happened today with this fog that took over the whole canyon. All the foothills got this fog. That it really cleaned up the air. It added that extra humidity for the firefighters to help them do their job and to put out this fire. Say a prayer. Get these fires out. Say a prayer that there's going to be change in the state because it's what we need. No more of these people dining out at expensive restaurants while you eat like a common folk. I know that I possibly went on a little bit of a rant yesterday when I was talking about the Caldor Fire and being a victim of a fire in the past. So while the elites dine in their fancy restaurants and they give their good buddies plenty of excellent contracts, take a moment to realize what's most important is the people.
I wasn't smart enough to go to law school. I couldn't pass the LSAT, but I can read the penal code sections and forgive me, look them up. 666, Google it right now.
These are my words. Behind this mask, rip it off. Hey everybody, and thank you for visiting addshot. If this is your first time or you are returning, we appreciate you viewing. All video and music made from scratch. So this has been a crazy last 5 days. There's just been an intense level of stress and uncertainty when you see the plume that first starts rising over the back of your hill and you're wondering, what's next as it raises up into the highest altitudes of the sky, as high as smoke can even go. And then it settles upon the area around it. Everything goes into a smoky haze where you can't even see a few hundred feet in front of you. So we look in the skies and we are praying for these massive planes, these air tankers, which provide amazing support to the guys on the ground, to everybody doing all their hard work to try and get this fire out. And unfortunately, if just policies were made up on high, we might not be dealing with these fires in such abundance. So let's take a look at what's going on. Let's get out there. Let's make our voices heard. Let's join together, because that's all they want to do is divide. And remember, always score the ad shot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There's more to come. Please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.